King.
Okay, good morning and welcome to this week's edition of NCompass Live. I am your host, Krista Burns, here at the Nebraska Library Commission. NCompass Live is the Commission's weekly online event where we cover any sort of activities that may be of interest to us across the state. We do these sessions every Wednesday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time live, and they are recorded. So if you're unable to attend one of our live sessions on Wednesday mornings, that's fine. You can just watch any of our recordings. And we do a mixture of things here: presentations, interviews, web tours, whatever we think of that might be interesting, or that someone comes to us to say they want to present on that would be interesting. Next to me today, I have Michael Sowers, who is the Technology Innovation Librarian here at the Nebraska Library Commission. And the reason the two of us are here today is our NCompass Live for this week the title is 23 Things for Professional Development. And I'd probably should give an explanation of what this is all about. What's going on here? 23 Things is a type of program for anyone who has never been involved in these before. I know many of you have, but I know some people will be new to it. In which, oh God, when was it first created? Ages ago, years ago. By businesses trying to learn new technology. There's so many new things out there, new resources, new online things, anything out there that it's really hard to learn it yourself. So came up with this idea of short little bits of information, instruction, lessons, and some activities to learn these things on your own in short bits of time. So you can spend an hour a week doing something. Rather than having to figure out what do I want to learn this week, programs were put together with these things. 23 became a good number. I'm not sure. Anyway, 23 different things over about a 16-week time period. We did one originally, and this is the website for that, back in
2008.
2008. Yes, October 2008. Nebraska Learns 2.0 is what we called it, where we did a 16-week program of 23 different things, and you can see down the side there, if you scroll down it, sure. The different things that we taught people. It was a short period of time, October through January.
January, yep.
Yeah, the next year. And every week was something new. At the end of the time, people here in Nebraska could earn continuing education credits. They could
having technical issues?
No.
Okay.
They could earn continuing education credits for Nebraska, and we did have little giveaways, something that some places do. We had some MP3 players as prizes, a little drawing, that kind of thing. This is not a program that has been done in libraries and businesses and companies all across the country, and actually across the world.
Across the world. We must say world today.
Oh yeah, well, even before this, yeah. So this is a thing we did back then. So I'm just giving you a little history of where this is coming from and what we've been doing here. After this was over, at the end of it, we were done, and we had a lot of people in their final blog posts, their final posts and information saying, I wish it wouldn't end. I'm learning so much. I wish it would go on again. Too bad we have to stop this. Hope you do something like this again. We took those ideas and said, okay, maybe. Some organizations have done a second 23 things in a short period of time, another 16 weeks, like a year later, something like that. We decided to go a different route, and we created a Nebraska Learns 2.0 ongoing program, and that's what this website is, our current one, where once a month we have a new thing, and these things are on the left side of this page. Yep. We started this in 2009. May, I think, was the actual first thing. April is all the information about it.
The first thing.
Yeah, May 2009 was the first 24. Thing. And every month we have put up some new activity, some new product, service, or techie thing, or whatever we think that's interesting for people to learn about. Now this is an ongoing program, so once a month, one thing. A librarian here in Nebraska can earn one continuing education credit. If you do it during that month, and then at the end of the month we see who did it, and they get all their credits, and we go on to a new thing. So we've been doing this since May 2009. There's a team of 4 of us here at the Nebraska Library Commission that run this program, myself, Michael, and Elena Novotny and Susan Nisley, 2 other librarians in our Technology and Access Services Department. The four of us together write these, and you'll see our names generally rotating through.
More or less,
turns,
yes.
creating the things and creating the lessons and the activities that you can do to learn this. So we've been cruising around doing this for 2 years now. Yeah, over 2 years now, May to May. Last month, was it just last month we discovered?
Yes, it was last month.
Oh, yeah, well, this happened fast. Last month we discovered a new program that was happening, a new 23 things type of thing that was going on. Something called called 23 Things for Professional Development. We looked at it. It was interesting. Different kinds of things in what we've normally done in a 23 Things program, but or in our ongoing program, but very interesting ideas. So we looked at it, and I thought, oh, we'll just promote this to people if they want to do it. And then light bulb went off and said, hey, why don't we just join this? We've actually had some librarians say, I wish you'd do another one of those short focused
programs.
In 16 weeks program. I want to really do something quick. I don't want to do just one thing a month. I want to, it'd be great if you would do one of those things again. And rather than come up with our own again, we decided to join forces with this group that is doing this 23 Things for Professional Development. And if you scroll down, we should be able to get to the link for it. And there's a little description of it. It's a free online program for any librarian, any library staff person. Actually, if you go back to our page, we have the description. I want to show that. Okay. To any information professionals at all stages of their career in all types of roles anywhere across the world. Inspired by the traditional 23 Things programs, but we'll highlight things to your professional development. Started this week and will run till October. So what we have decided to do here in Nebraska with our ongoing Nebraska Learns 2.0 program is to switch gears for the next 5 months and join in with this program and have all of our librarians in Nebraska do this instead of us doing one thing a month. So we will now have new thing every week. This is being run by a group of librarians basically all out of actually the UK. So we have on the line with us today two of their staff. Oh, we've unmuted you. Hello, Neve and Yep. Hello. Can you say hi?
Yep. Hi. Hello. Neve here and Charlotte here with me.
That's okay. Neve and Neve Tumulty and Charlotte Byrne from the UK are online with us to talk about their program and tell us what's going on with that and just explain, how this all came to be and so you can learn more about theirs. So good morning, guys, or good afternoon to you. I believe it's about.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning to you as well.
And we're
Can you see my screen now, Krista?
We're working on it here.
Okay.
One thing we'll say real quick, because our co-presenters here are across the pond, as we will say, there might be slightly longer delays in some of the video, so just kind of be patient with us all here, and we will get it through. We're not seeing your screen yet.
Should be done now?
There we go.
There you are.
We got it.
Okay, my name is Neve Tumulty. I'm Assistant Librarian at the English Faculty Library of the University of Cambridge. And I'm here with Charlotte Byrne.
Hi, I'm Charlotte, and I'm a graduate trainee at Christ's College, Cambridge. And a graduate trainee year over here in the UK is a year that you do to learn about librarianship before you go on to do a master's qualification. So I get to do lots of different jobs at Christ's College Library.
Cool.
No, we're not.
Oh,
okay, so Krista's already done a brilliant introduction to the 23 Things in general. I think it's since 2006 or so they've been running, and usually the focus is on social media. And last year there was one here in Cambridge, 23 Things program, which just focused on social media, and the emphasis was on how these tools could be useful to your library. This time round, we're doing a 23 Things style program, but we're going to mix it in with some things that we think would be useful professionally. So it's not all online tools, but we will ask people to blog about everything that we talk about. and how they found it and how they can learn from it or what their experiences have been, because we're hoping as well that we'll have some people with more experience as well.
Great. So who is it for? And the answer is it's for anyone who wants to get involved. So it's mainly aimed at information professionals, but we welcome anyone who wants to join in, and it's for anyone at any stage in their career. So you could not be in libraries yet and want to get into libraries or information profession, or you could be starting out like I am, or you could be a little further along in your career, or you could be in your career for quite a few years and just want to refresh on new things going on in the profession at the time. And really, why would you want to do this? Well, there's lots of reasons. One is it's free, so that's great. It's all online, so it's quite accessible, and it's self-directed, so you can do it yourself in your own pace. We have something going on every week, but if you want to spend a little bit longer doing things and take a break because you're going on holiday, then that's fine too. But yeah.
Okay. So the 23 things, we mentioned it's a mix, so it actually started this week. The first thing is to create a blog. So if you haven't had a blog before, you've never written online before, that's fine. That was me this time last year. The very first thing is how to set up a blog, and then you go on to explore other ones and find out who else is participating. We'll also look at ways of keeping up to date within the profession, so using RSS feeds, Twitter, and so on. We'll have a look at online networks, file sharing, collaboration, and as you can see, it's all here on the site. The site is cpd23.blogspot.com. So, and the other thing we've tried to do is to match the social media things up with related professional development things.
Yeah, and the professional development things include CV writing, mentoring, volunteering, and support networks. So we'll be looking at some of the support networks in the UK. We welcome anyone to tell us about support networks in other countries. So in the US, if you've got any organisations that help you in the profession, you can let us know about it. We can find out what happens in other countries as well. That'd be great.
Okay, so the next question obviously is how to sign up. We have just a Google form on the website, so the link is actually there on the right hand side of the page to this page. All you need to have already in order to sign up is the blog title and URL. Once you've got that, we'll tag it in Delicious, and we'll be able to share the information with everyone else as well, so that you can click around, see who else is participating.
Great. And at the moment, we have 576 people who have signed up at the moment. So there's 576 blogs registered. So as you can see, we've got a list of all the blogs available, and you can click on them and see and meet other people's, and we encourage people to look at other people's blogs and see what they're doing. And we've got members from all around the world, as you can see from this map. At the moment it's predominantly in the UK, but as you can see there's a lot of people in America, and there's people signed up in Brazil, Argentina, and all over Europe, and so it's quite exciting that we're going to have a community with librarians and information professionals from all around the world. And they're from all different sectors of the information profession. Got people in schools, law libraries, university library, business libraries, government libraries, army, someone in the army, and also, and as Neve said, they're from all different stages of their career. So some are starting out, some are more experienced. So I hope that will be a great time to share knowledge.
So yeah, that's our program. Wondering if anybody there is signed up for it already, or if anyone has any questions about it at all.
Well, no, yeah, we're here. We just got to catch up with you.
Now, I have a question. This map here, this is just people who visited the site, or who have actually said they were participating?
This is the actual visits to the site.
Okay.
We do have a spreadsheet which is in Google Docs, so I just didn't open it here.
And I know you were adding I think you're adding any of the blogs that get set up to a Delicious account, I saw.
That's right, yeah. So you can get them all there. I should actually have had that one already. Sorry for that. So there you go. Well, Katie Burkwood's done the bulk of the work on this. She's been tagging it with all sorts of information like what type of library you're in, what country you're based in, things like that. So that, and also whether people are participants or whether they're actually contributing to the main blog as well. So there you go. There are the tags, and that's actually what feeds this participants page that I showed a minute ago. This one here.
Right.
So that comes from the Delicious feed. So it should be up to date. If you're tagged in Delicious, you should be appearing on that page. And if you're not, let us know.
Well, we're both signed up. I can tell
Yes,
you that.
we have both. I do know that we have had some people from here in Nebraska sign up for it. We've seen them on there, and since we've been promoting this to our people here, they've been telling us that they're going to be participating. I don't know the number off the top of my head.
Yeah, we don't. I don't think
we maybe have heard from 10 to 15.
Yeah, something
so
like
far, but just getting started.
So let me ask you this question: Where, as you mentioned, that this generally 23 Things generally deals with social media, where you guys are looking at this from professional development aspect, which was really interesting to me, and I know we've gotten a couple people signed up because it's more professional development than social media. What is the genesis of that? Where did you go? How did the idea to kind of do it that way and create this program come from?
Well, basically last year, around about this time last year, I attended the New Professionals Conference organised by CILIP here in the UK. That's our equivalent of the ALA. And I came back from it absolutely buzzing with enthusiasm because of the really incredible people that were presenting at it and the things that people were doing. And I came back thinking, what could I get involved in that would help people, and what could I talk about? And I started to think, this was in the middle of doing the Cambridge 23 Things program. So I started thinking, actually, the two things together could make a really, really good program for new professionals. So originally I was thinking about it for new professionals specifically. But then I came back and I was talking to Katie, who I mentioned earlier on, and we very quickly came to the conclusion that if we made it for new professionals, colleagues of ours who were 8 years in the profession would be saying, am I new? Can I join? And so we got a group of librarians from everybody from trainees right through to fully qualified, chartered, working in the area for a while. We talked it all through and we came to the conclusion that actually making it a general 23 Things for Professional Development was a much better way to go. And that way it was open to absolutely anybody. And obviously those of us that are less experienced will have loads to learn from those who are more experienced. And also, so there'll be people who in terms of professional development will be way ahead of the curve, and then there'll be people who in terms of social media may be well ahead of the curve, but you'll also have the opposite. So you should have a broad spectrum and everybody should have something that they feel comfortable talking about, we think.
Great.
That answers the question.
Yeah. Well, my other question was were you planning for or intending such kind of an international response to this, or did it just kind of happen?
Well, I am Irish, so the first thing to say is that I did hope that people in Ireland would be getting involved, and I'm delighted to see that some are, because it's interesting that there don't seem to be that many librarians in Ireland that are blogging as librarians. There are lots of library blogs, and there are lots of librarians who blog about other interests. So that was one, personally, I was hoping that Irish librarians would get involved. It did occur to me that they might be interested, and the fact that, actually, I forgot to mention earlier on, the original organising team was all librarians in Cambridge, but then we actually invited some people from different parts of the UK, and then I cheekily sent an email to Bobby Newman to see would she come on board, and was absolutely delighted when she said she would. So as soon as we had Bobby on board and willing to promote it in the States, we knew there'd be more interest internationally. But originally, no, it wasn't set up that way. It's just great to have everyone on board.
Yeah, actually, via Bobby Newman is how we heard about it. We know her
We know
from
Bobby.
conferences in the U.S. here, and Michael actually saw it on her page and said, "Hey, Bobby tweeted about some new 23 things thing. I don't know what it is. Let's look at it." And yeah, that's how. Yeah, so it's all her fault that we're doing this.
She's not here. We can blame her for anything. We had a question come in, and I'm going to be a little unclear on this. At some point, one of you said something about chartered something, and I think we're just having terminology, two countries separated by the same language.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You shouldn't make these assumptions.
No, yeah, that's fine. Could you just clarify whatever it was you were talking about there?
What is chartered referring to?
Sure. Basically, I mentioned CILIC earlier on, which is the Chartered Institute of Library and Information Professionals here in the UK. I'm just pulling up their webpage here. And they're involved in two ways. They actually accredit librarianship qualifications, so the master's qualifications, which I believe is the same route you guys usually take to qualify. But they also have their own qualifications. So they have certification, the ACLIP, MCLIP, and fellowship, and revalidation, which means that gives people a chance to refresh their skills again if they want to look at I think they're all, I haven't done these myself, I should say, but as far as I know, they're all portfolio based, and it's all reflective practice and looking at what you're doing, seeing how you can do things better, and making sure you're aware of what's going on in the wider library community. I see from the participant lists, or the attendee lists, that there are several other UK librarians, so maybe some of them could elaborate on that. Maybe some of them have done it.
Yeah, we don't see. We have ALA for at least the our master's degrees in accreditation, but it sounds like this here is something we generally tend to do on the state level, as opposed to the whole country. But
certification like this,
wonderful.
Librarian and library certification is done on a state-by-state basis here, but same idea, yeah.
Are any other questions coming in from the audience now? Okay, we had one other question specifically we wanted to ask, and we forgot to ask earlier.
Oh,
yeah. I'm going to let Krista ask this one.
If you go back to one of your 23 things pages, this is something that I couldn't figure out myself at first, but I finally did, is the acronym CPD 23. The C, at first I was like, I can't figure out what the C is for, but it's obvious. I assume it's because most of you are based in Cambridge, correct?
No, it's not actually. It's,
well, what is it?
Another example of us making assumptions. Basically, CPD is commonly used to mean continuing professional development.
So
it would be a very, very common abbreviation. So when we were trying to think of what to use as a hashtag, we were thinking Prof Dev 23, that's a bit long. We were trying to think what was short and snappy and memorable, and CPD 23 seemed to make sense. But I can absolutely see that if that's not what you call it over there, it makes less sense for you guys.
Talk about, well, here in Nebraska, we talk about CE as in continuing education, but continuing professional development, yeah, we talk about that here as well in the U.S., so it is the same, actually the same terminology. I didn't have, It doesn't sound like weird terminology to me, too. It's just the acronym. I wasn't really sure about that. But it makes sense.
Yeah, we would say it as the acronym as well.
Yeah, and we've been getting that question. People are like, what's the C? And we're like, we think Cambridge. But we're going to have them on the phone in a week, so we'll ask them.
I think we'll need another blog post to explain the terminology.
Oh, we did have a comment about your explanation of the charter thing is that it sounds like it's similar for something that we do have here for medical librarians. Apparently, would do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And very similar to what someone else what they use in India. Someone who's in the U.S. now, they have the same kind of system in India for doing certification and scholar and things like that.
Yeah, I know that in Ireland that kind of process would be used for chartered accountants as well, and I presume in other chartered professions it's similar.
I just want to respond to one question. We did have a question about some people who are not able to join this meeting this morning, someone who came in late to the session today, we are recording this. So anyone who logged into the session live today, you will get a link with a recording so you'll be able to watch and listen to this whole presentation afterwards. Someone came in late and didn't hear that at the beginning of the session. So just want to clear that up.
So for the thinking of a question for the benefit of people who may or may not have done a similar program before, are all of the things already available? Can I peek ahead, or are you putting them up like one at a time or a week at a time? How is that working?
We're putting them up a week at a time. We're aiming to have them done a week in advance so that if life gets in the way and one of the organizers suddenly can't do it on the day, there's a week to find somebody else to do it. But yeah, they are going live a week in advance. Oh, sorry, they are going live on the day of the thing. You're obviously very welcome to start online already. I suppose an obvious one's Twitter, because obviously there's lots of conversations going on already there using the hashtag CPD23. Yeah, if people want to explore the things in advance, then they might have more to say by the time. For example, Dropbox is one that I personally have only started using recently. And the more I use it, the more I've got to say about it. So by the time we're talking about Dropbox, I'm going to have much more to contribute to that.
Great. Okay. And I'll also throw out another comment that, and you know, I haven't seen the exact audience list, but for the benefit of the recording or whatever, I mean, I looked at this and I can say, and I'm one of those folks, especially around here, who they think, well, Michael plays with all of this stuff. He's seen all of it before. I was looking through that list just as you were showing it a few minutes ago, and I kept going, oh, I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that. So, you know, no matter how much experience you have with this stuff, I think you're definitely going to get something out of this program, and I really appreciate kind of the, as much as I like to promote all the social media stuff, the different angle that this program is taking.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting some people here in Nebraska coming into the program. I know of at least one, because she's on staff here at the commission, where because the angle was different, it was professional development, they said, this one I want to do. This one I want to finally give that blogging thing a try, and I really want to participate in this sort of program. So
I was kind of the same as being an organizer as well, because I follow on Twitter, but I'm not really involved in Twitter, and I haven't blogged for myself before. I've done blogs related to work-related things, but this is the first time I'm blogging and looking at it professionally. And because I was thinking, oh, it's for professional development, I thought I'd embrace it all. So I was kind of the same angle. I was a bit skeptical about some social media beforehand, and I'm jumping in because of the professional development angle. So, and I've been running it. I've been running it too.
And I think as well, we've been getting a lot of feedback from people that are saying that their workplace can't afford to send them on any sort of training. And even if they can afford to pay for the course, they can't afford for them to take the time off. So the fact that it's all self-paced on your own time means that there's really no excuse not to be doing something for your own professional development, because this kind of approach allows anybody to join in.
yeah, and to a certain extent, just I've been blogging for years now, and on a certain level, I just look at even my blog being a part of my professional development. I mean, I don't always blog about work stuff or library technology. I'll put up a Muppet video or a cute kitten if I want to. But I'm waiting. I can't wait for the conversations around next week's thing about your online persona and how to deal with that. That's really the one I'm looking forward to, and seeing what everybody else has to say, because just me and some other colleagues of mine who I talk to about this, we have some very differing opinions about how to do that online persona management when it comes to your professional life and your personal life.
It's a really interesting one, and the whole branding yourself online thing is something that I've really not done yet, to be honest. I'm there, but I haven't really thought it through properly. Joe's really interesting when it comes to that sort of thing. And actually, if anybody's going to the ALA conference, she's over in the States at the moment, so watch out for her there.
Who's over at ALA?
Jo Alcock, the girl that's going to write that blog post.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I see here on your list of contributors. Yep, yeah. We've got some staff heading off to ALA today, actually, hopping on the plane to go down to New Orleans. Lucky.
We're nice and warm. Okay. Other questions coming in from the audience?
Oh, yeah, if anybody has any questions, let me know. You can type it in. I've been repeating some of them. If you have a microphone, I can unmute you, and you can ask a question of them or of us here.
Yeah. Well, let me ask one other question, and this one might not be one of those easy ones, but it just popped into my head. As the organizers, how are you viewing success of this program? What you know, when it's all over, what are you looking to get out of having put a program like this online?
Personally, one of the best things from the CAM 23, which was the Cambridge one last year, was the sense of community that was built up over the course of the program. It really wasn't very much about the things for me at all. It was the people I got to know and went on to organise other things with, people that I've never met before, met online basically through this program, and then worked with, collaborated with. So that I think it would be really interesting to get that kind of networking going on. I think we can be quite limited to our own countries, or even to our own little corner of our countries. So I think it'd be really interesting to make some of these connections outside of our area. I don't know what you think, Charlotte.
Yeah, I think that would be great. And also, as I said, I'm a graduate trainee, and one of my friends who's in the same job as me is actually going to Syracuse to do her library school. So she's going to be coming from England over to America and kind of broadening her horizons and seeing how things work in America. And I think it would be great just to see how things work in different countries. And so I think this program will be able to allow people to do that. And if there's other, I'd be really interested in hearing from people around the world in my position who are just starting out in librarianship and seeing how they do it, and building, a community across the globe.
Yeah, it's true actually. I think people are very mobile now, so yeah, getting an insight into how things are done in different countries would definitely be interesting. I think the best marker though will be whether people actually enjoy doing the program. The other thing, a lot of the 23 Things programs, you kind of feel that you have to do every single thing to participate. The way I personally see this one is that it's much more, if you can drop in, do a post here or there. If you don't, some people will already feel that they've got enough of a specific area. If they're happy to blog about it still, that's brilliant because we can all learn from that. But if there's too much else going on, that's fine too. There's nobody going to be checking up to make sure that people have done every single thing.
Yeah, that's actually that drop in and out thing. That's I like that idea as well, because that's how we have been doing this ongoing Nebraska Learns 2.0 program where you do one thing a month. It's not that you have to do everything. For some people that doing 23 things all at once is too much, drop in, do one. If next month's thing is of no interest to you, ignore it. Wait for the next one and see if maybe it will be. And I think a lot of people have liked that, yes, the ease of that, of when I have the time or when the thing is of interest and will possibly of use to me, I can do it. But if it's not, I don't have to.
Right. However, for this program in Nebraska, we are doing things a little differently, which we will get back to in just a moment. I'll also say, if you want to have your friend drop me an email, I can recommend a couple good restaurants in Syracuse. I grew up 90 miles down the road from Syracuse.
Okay.
So, have her drop me a line. There's a really good sandwich shop. I need to remember the name, but I can find it.
See, this is what you're saying. The library world is smaller now. We're on the opposite sides, but it's because of all this internet-based things and all the social networking that we can do. It's not as far away as it used to be anymore.
And she might get to take a class from Jill at Syracuse, who is Jill Hurst-Wall. We know at least one staff member out there. So, yeah, good program. So, great.
Yeah. She'll come back to England and teach us a few new things, I think.
There you go. Hey. Now, I'm just trying to get over to England, so maybe we can swap somehow. But
Some sort of a job swap.
You
Job
can come to
swap.
Cambridge and visit us.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. I'd love to.
I do have a question. Someone did put in a question. It's a little off topic from what we're talking about, but related because we were just talking about international, how things are different. In the UK, I think she was talking about when they talk about these qualifications that you were talking about, that wanting to know, do you need to have a bachelor's degree in library science before you can do a master's degree in library science? Is that a requirement or?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Well, you should probably
Okay.
at the UK because I'm from Ireland, where actually the requirement as a librarian is just a postgraduate diploma in librarianship specifically, and obviously an undergraduate degree in something. If you have the master's, brilliant, you'll have the edge over other people in that respect, but it's not. Over here, the master's seems to be the crucial thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did a music degree at Royal Holloway, which is University of London, and then to go on to do a master's program, a lot of the schools over here ask you to have library experience beforehand, so they want at least a year kind of library experience before you go and do the master's program, which is why I'm doing this year in Cambridge. And there's 7 of us in Cambridge in different colleges and departments. We're doing this kind of year-long training program, so we get to explore lots of different aspects of librarianship and then go on to do a master's full-time, or I'm going to be doing it part-time and working next year. So they like to have the experience, but you don't have to have a degree, a first degree in librarian science. It could be from any discipline.
Yeah, it is similar to, sort of similar to that here. There's not a requirement to have the undergraduate before you do the master's, but yes, master's degrees are very important here as well. I don't think, as far as I recall, there's as much of a, what it sounds like more of a doing this internship type thing in practice before you go to the master's degree. It's definitely a good idea. Lots of people here do it along with doing the master's degree. At the same time, they're doing an internship somewhere working at a library, or take some classes, then do that, then go back and finish your classes. So it's kind of mixed in, not a prerequisite like what it sounds like there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because in Ireland, I'd never heard of a graduate traineeship before moving to the UK. So since then, I've discovered that there are some in Ireland, but they're few and far between. I think most people either study full-time at University College Dublin or do one of the distance learning programs such as the one at Aberystwyth, which involves travelling to Wales for week-long sessions and then working along by yourself the rest of the time. I think they're the really only 2 options. Either you go full-time or do distance learning if you're over there. But it does help to have the experience in terms of tackling the assignments. It's a better idea of what you're talking about, I think, if you've actually been doing it.
Yeah, this question actually came from someone who's from India, who says that in India they have to have a bachelor's in library science, a master's in some subject, and then a library science master's degree can be done.
Oh, wow.
So interesting to see how it's done across in the different countries around the world. Yeah.
All right. Well, no other questions outstanding, right? Okay, so thank you very much for doing this, and we're glad the time zones worked out.
Yes.
So that's good. We didn't want to have you try to come in at 10 o'clock at night or something. So that's 2 a.m. So that was great. Just thank you once again. We really appreciate it. What we're going to do is we're going to take back control for a few more minutes. And talk about some specific things we're doing here in Nebraska with this, especially if you want CE credit. The 2 of you, you're welcome. Please stay on the line just in case any other questions come through until we're done. We're just going to go ahead and take control back. I'll thank you very much. And we will mute your microphone in the meantime.
But don't go anywhere.
But don't go anywhere. We will bring you back in, okay?
Sure.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm muting us. Sorry, excuse me. There we go. Okay, so Krista, you want to take back over here with
sure, yes.
how our program version of this is working?
Yes, so what we've decided to do here in Nebraska, as I said, is join in with this CPD 23 Things Professional Development, which started on Monday, June 20th, 2 days ago. And here in Nebraska, the way it's going to work is Now, as they said, for their program, you do not have to complete every single thing. If you don't want to, you can gem in and out as you want. For librarians here in Nebraska, you can also do that if you want to. However, if you want to, we are also offering here, I'm going to go back to our original announcement, 15 continuing education credits if you do complete all of their things on the 23 Things Professional Development. You have from now, when the first one went live on Monday, the last one of theirs goes live in early October. I believe it's the week of October 3rd, which is the first week of October, which is, yes, the week that our Nebraska Library Association NLA NEMA conference is that week. We realize that. So
we're letting you off the hook a little.
Don't panic. We are giving you until October 14th. This is our deadline to complete all 23 things in the 23 Things Professional Development. And if you do all of them by then, you can get 15 CE credits from here at the Nebraska Library Commission towards your library certification. You do not have to do them during the week that they were announced. You can do them at any time between now and October 14th. As they said from their side, they won't be putting up the information about one until each week happens. So you can't go ahead and do all the activities like this week and be done. You will have to wait for the information to go up, but you can wait until the end if after NLA NEMA is over, you want to take that week afterwards to sit down and crank them all out.
Or at least wait till your summer reading program is over in a couple of weeks.
Summer reading, we know it's right in the middle of summer reading program for the summer. That's okay too. Just sometime between now and that October 14th deadline, have them all done.
And you need to register with us.
Yeah. We will be tracking this for you from our side. You do need to, if you do want these 15 CE credits from here, you do need to, on our Nebraska Learns 2.0 website, which I've got here and will be linked with all the recording information, register with us, letting us know that you want to participate in this, that you plan on participating in this, so that we know that you are wanting to do this. So then we will have you in a spreadsheet and we will track that you've done all these things by that October 14th deadline. If you're already in Nebraska Learns 2.0, you've been doing it, cool. You've got a blog, just post a little comment on this blog post here saying, yes, I'm in. You can see some people here have already said that. So just let us know that, yes, I want to continue doing it. If you're going to be brand new, you've never done any of these before with us here in Nebraska, that is what this link here is for, to sign up to participate in our Nebraska Learns 2.0 program.
And there's a participate link at the top of the page too.
Yes, there is.
Yes. Okay.
All the way at the top here, participate from there. So definitely, if you want the credits from us, you need to sign up sometime between now and the end. You do not have to, you don't have to sign up like this week, and if you don't, you don't get it. We need to know before October 14th that you we're planning on doing this, that you wanted to do this. It'd be nice to let us know as soon as you can so that we can follow along with you. We, as Michael and I said, we are both doing it. Other staff here at the Commission are doing it. Other librarians across Nebraska are doing it. It'd be nice if everyone knew that you were participating during it so that you can have interaction back and forth. You can comment on each other's blogs, which is actually part of this first week of it, is explore other participants' blogs, and that's in the whole program. We do list on our Nebraska Learns 2.0 website all of the participants in our program. This is similar to the list that they have over on theirs. This list is people who have been participating in our ongoing program, but also people who are now participating in the new CPD 23 Things program. And what we have done, we are doing on this list, and we have not got them all done. So
this is a work in progress.
Yes, if you don't see yours noted this way yet, it's just hasn't been done yet. For anyone who has told us that they are participating in the new 23 Things Professional Development, we are putting a little CPD 23 after the name of their blog. So you will know which people are in this new program with you, as opposed to the ones that were just doing the ongoing one, and you will not see new posts on their blogs related to the new program. So you can see your friends who maybe have decided to participate by looking at our list here, and we will have them all listed that way.
And I'm just going to stress, I know, Krista, you did say this, but just for the benefit of the recording, and I know we have a lot of people, the CE credits we are talking about in this bit is for Nebraska participants.
Yes.
The Nebraska folks will need to sign up with us through our site if they want to earn the CE. And we encourage you also, if you are participating, to sign up on the CPD 23 site, just so the larger global community knows that you're participating. But if you are in Nebraska and you want to participate and you want to get CE credit, you need to register with us. That is the key.
Yeah. So you may end up signing up in two places. That's yes. But you just have those each one. Sign up with there so they all know, and other people across the world who are doing this can see that you're participating off of their page, the CPD 23 page. But if you're a Nebraska librarian and you want Nebraska continuing education credits, make sure you sign up at ours. So you may have to do that twice. But that may be cool. You get some real comments from people out there.
Yeah.
And also I want to stress this is continuing education credits only for Nebraska libraries. We are not able to give credits out to any other states in the country to their people.
Or other countries.
Or other, okay, yeah, other countries. I've never had anybody ask me that. I have had people ask me before about receiving CE credits for attending sessions here. If you are a librarian from somewhere else in the U.S., contact your continuing education people in your state and see if they would be willing to give you credit for the same kind of thing as what we're doing here. Show them the CPD 23 website. Say, this looks really cool. I'd like to do it. What can you do for me? Can you give me, are you guys going to give me credit for doing this program?
Which I think they should.
But, yes,
but they don't ask me. So, I think you should get credit for it. We would give credit for something like this. I mean, if somebody came in and said, I worked on this project. So
it was pretty easy to convince our continuing education coordinator, Laura Johnson, here to be on board with this. Yeah.
So.
What we will be doing also on our Nebraska Learns 2.0 blog here is on the Monday of every week, we will post a short blog post saying that this week's thing is up and available. And really all it's going to be is just telling you this week's thing is up. Go over to their site to find all the details and what the actual activity is, what the product, the service is, what you need to do. This will just be a reminder to anyone on our site. Next one's up. Go over there to see all. We will not be reposting their entire post here. That's not for us to do. We'll just be sending you over there. But every week we will post something up on here.
I think that's about it. Yeah. I mean, email, there is a contact link. You can see at the top of the page there. If you've got any questions about how we're running this in Nebraska, feel free to just drop that in. I think the 4 of us all get it or something. I mean,
we each have
one
our
of
own
us.
individual
Okay. Oh, okay. Email any one of the 4 of us. We will happily answer you back as quickly as possible. We've already gotten a couple questions in, and we've sent responses, so that's fine. Or even just leaving a comment on any of the blog posts regarding this program here in the site, and that's where we all get a copy of that. So we will respond ASAP in that regards. Yep. So,
I'm trying to think if there's anything else, the details about it.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
We're very excited about doing this, I think, because it's so different, as we were saying.
And we don't have to write our own new things until November now. So, but we are participating, so we still have to write blog posts and stuff. Just we don't have to teach anything for a couple of months. So any questions?
Anybody have any questions about this, either about the program itself, about what we are doing here in Nebraska? Yeah,
yep.
Get back up to the top there.
Question coming in? Nope, question?
Someone wants to know from me if I will be talking about this each week on the Wednesday morning sessions, as we mean in NCompass Live. Probably not, no. NCompass Live each week is its own individual specific topic. We will be sending out reminder messages to the mailing lists here in Nebraska, not every week, because that would be a little overwhelming, I think, but maybe once a month or every couple of weeks, a reminder saying, don't forget this is going on. It was also posted to the Commission's blog, to our Facebook page, to our Twitter, so reminders will be going out there periodically to let you guys know what's up. But we do recommend, if you want to know every week what's going on, either you follow our blog here, where, as I said, every Monday we'll remind you the new one's up, or actually follow their own blog on their own CPD 23 things page, because it will have a new thing. They will be up every Monday as well. So follow it in your RSS readers or whatever to be notified each week of the new things there. But we'll do reminders.
Yeah.
to keep you on
Yeah.
track. And of course, as it gets to the end in October, probably a bigger push of letting you know, don't forget, this was happening. You have until October 14th if you want those CE credits. If you don't want the CE credits here in Nebraska, that is fine. Many people, it doesn't apply to them in their jobs. And that's fine. But you can still let us know that you're doing it so people can see and you can, interact with the other people that are participating in the program.
Although this question has made my brain start to turn. I won't share too much, but and the answer stays the same. I'm just thinking of future things and how we can tie in podcasts and Learning 2.0, and so. But we'll talk behind the scenes. You made my brain start to turn, and that's usually a dangerous thing.
Thanks, Margaret. You've given him more work to do.
Yeah, yeah. Or you. Sometimes I come up with the ideas. I get somebody else to do them. See, that's a skill.
She's smart. She's probably laughing.
So, anyways, okay. So
anybody have any other questions? Like I said, type them in.
Yep.
We can unmute you, whatever.
And Neve and Charlotte, do you have just anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Not really. Just thanks very much for having us on, and we're looking forward to following some of the vlogs from Nebraska and all the other places that your listeners are coming from.
All right, great. Yeah. Thank you both very much again. We really appreciate it. Our first international guests.
Yes, you are our first presenters, international presenters. We've had presenters from all over the country. We have had attendees from outside of the U.S., actually. We have had people from outside of the U.S. watch our recordings. We know that from our YouTube statistics. But you guys are the first international presenters, so congrats for that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. So, Krista, wrap this up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So thank you very much for attending this week. As I said, it was recorded. All of you who were logged in today live to the session or who registered and were able to come to us live today, will be sent an email. We have all of your email addresses from you logging in. Well, I will send you an email when the recording is ready. Probably won't be until tomorrow sometime, but you will have access to it.
Yeah, tomorrow.
We'll have the recording up there. We'll post it on our website. I'll send it off to you guys. Neve and Charlotte, you can share it all on your page. It'll be everywhere. So if anyone wants to know more about this, the recording will be available. For those of you here who want, anybody who wants to, I hope you'll join us. Next week's NCompass Live topic will be our Tech Talk with Michael again. Once a month, Michael comes on to our NCompass Live and does a Tech Talk where he talks about
gets geeky.
Gets geeky, okay.
Gets geeky.
Any new tech news of the month, anything new and exciting technology related he wants to. He is our technology innovation librarian here at the commission. That's his title. Generally, when he does these, he brings someone in as an interview, talk about something, and then does some tech news. This month, though, he's just going to do a lot of catching up. Some of the interviews have been kind of taking over a lot of his session times. So this week will just be, there's no guest speaker, but he's going to get caught up on a lot of the latest technology, password creation, 3D printing, some Facebook issues, various things that have come up, and anything else that comes up between now and next week.
Yeah.
So it is very timely. So if you want to, you can go to our NCompass Live website and register for next week's Tech Talk with Michael Sowers. Other than that, all I have is a lot of thank you. Thank yous from everyone. Thank yous even on Twitter, of course. You're welcome, everyone. I hope this was very helpful, and we are very excited about starting this new page in Nebraska Learns 2.0. Well, thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.